Get in the car, man.
Right. Do I want to leave?
You need health.
Go.
Yeah, let's go.
Buggy. Oh my god, he...
How's it hanging, mobile gamers? Thanks for tuning in to Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming. I am Trogthorpe, your host, and today we are going to take a look. I've had a lot of questions about different things revolving around the water, swimming, etc. So we're going to take a look here. First of all, a lot of people say that the water will bend the path of the bullets and block you from getting hit. And so I'm just taking a look here. We've got our test subject down in the water. She's going to drop down underneath, and we're going to try and shoot her. Obviously, we start out, we just shoot right where she dropped down at. Nothing. You can see over on her screen where the water is hitting, where the bullet's hitting the water. It seems to be hitting above her head. But when you think about it, that makes sense because I'm shooting where she was. She dropped down several feet. If you're standing out in a field and I shoot where your head is, but you duck down just before I shoot where your head is, I'm not going to hit you because your head is not where it was. And so right there, I can show you, I can shoot her, I can hit her. Now watch closely here. She's going to drop down. So now I'm just kind of using her screen as a gauge. I'm actually watching both of these at once. Using that screen as a gauge to see where the bullet is coming. Look, just got a hit there. Just killed her. So by dropping the aim down a few feet, just like she moved herself down a few feet, I hit her. So that looks to me like it's not entirely accurate to say it bends the path of the bullet. It looks like the bullet went straight through the water unobstructed. It just needs to be aimed properly. So taking a look at a second myth here. If you drive a car into the water, you can stay in the car and stay alive indefinitely. I've heard a few people touting this one around recently. I've seen it out on Reddit and other places. So I'm just taking a look. If you watch here, the lungs are emptying out. They're filling up with the red. It's not working. So obviously there with the buggy it doesn't work. But wait a minute, what if you're actually in a car? Maybe it's got some mechanics where the windows keep the water out. So we'll give this one a try here. For some reason the audio on this didn't make it through the recording, but that's not really the important part anyway. So we're taking a look here. Gonna drive this police cruiser straight into the water. This is just your standard Dacia, it's just got a skin on it. Drive it right out into the water as far as I can get it. It kicks you out instantly. So right there, that kind of busts it. You can't stay in the car. But I can get back in the car. So let's try that. I get in the car in the driver's seat. Looking around, the lungs are emptying out again. So I'm going to move back and forth, switch seats, see what else I can do. I try to move the car. I can't move it. Once it's underwater, it just will not move. So there's no recovering the car. Unless there's something to do with a grenade or something you might be able to work out. I don't know. But important part here is that you can't maneuver the car, and no matter what seat I'm in, passenger or driver, it still is going to kill me. So number 3 here, this one actually I learned from a buddy of mine, CaliGreenThumb. If you're in Sandhawk and you've got all that fog all around, you can't see a darn thing. You drop down under the water and you can actually see the outlines of the hills now. So if somebody's up on one of those hilltops, you can see where they are and get an advantage to be able to see what's going on up there. This could be a handy little trick if you're getting into one of those final circle situations where it's really foggy and you don't know where anybody is. They're up there trying to snipe from the high point, and you can actually see them before they see you. You know exactly where they are. All you have to do is get back to ground where you can shoot them, and you'll know where to shoot. So that's a pretty nifty little trick there. Pretty cool. So question 4, what is the fastest swimming method? I hear a lot of people saying, well, if you swim backward, or if you swim on your side, or if you swim underwater, it's faster than just swimming normal breaststroke over water. So we're going to test all those. We're going to test first here. We'll go backstroke versus breaststroke. On the left, Trogthorpe there is going to do the backstroke, versus on the right we've got my little test subject is going to do the breaststroke there. We'll just swivel the camera and you can look and you can see they are tracking right along with each other. The distance is not changing significantly at all. I'm going to go ahead and say that the swimming is exactly the same on both of those. The only difference is if you're swimming face forward, it's probably a little bit easier to control. Just a little bit. Now, side stroke versus breaststroke. Some people say, oh, well, side stroke, that's a lot faster. So let's test that out. Now again, here we go. On the left is the side stroke, the right is the breaststroke. If you see, I can turn the camera here and look again. We are tracking right alongside each other. She's a little bit ahead of the one on the left simply because it's hard to steer straight when you're doing the side stroke. He's all over the place. So I think, if anything, it's probably faster to go on the breaststroke there just because you can control it better. Oh, I said stop. I said stop. All right. She just wanted to keep on going there. All right. So back in the water. Now we're going to test underwater over on the left versus over water. A lot of people say, okay, well, yeah, if you swim underwater, you move faster, or over water is definitely faster. We already showed that it does offer some protection to be underwater because the people can't see you to shoot at you, but they still can hit you if they have an idea where you are, so it's not foolproof. But you can see here as we swim underwater, once again, they are tracking at the exact same speed. He pulls a little bit ahead, and then she pulls a little back up. It's almost exactly the same. There's no foreseeable difference. So I think here probably the best bet is if you think there might be enemies around, you swim underwater as much as you can just to avoid detection. But other than just avoiding detection, there's really no advantage to swimming underwater. All right, well, that settles those. Next up is, obviously we all know it's definitely faster, at least if you've been playing for any time, you know that it's faster to run than it is to swim, plain and simple. But at what point does it become worth it to just swim across the ditch instead of running around a bridge, assuming you don't have a car? So we'll go ahead and test here. We'll see how much faster it is to run the distance rather than swimming the distance. So I kind of do a couple of setups here. None of them were very good, but then I figured out if I mark my location, I can just watch as I run backward, run 100 meters and time how long that takes. So we'll just do it that way. We'll run 100 meters with the auto run on. And as soon as I hit the 100 meters, we got 15.7 seconds of running, 15.7. Now, obviously, there's probably going to be a little bit of variance, 0.1 second here and there, but roughly 15 and a half seconds. So now we'll swim. We'll do the exact same thing. We'll drop the marker, but we'll swim 100 meters. Start the timer. We're going to count it. When I hit it right at 100 meters, we'll stop the timer again. Here we go. Getting there. All right, so there's 100 meters right there. So it's 33.6 seconds. So we're at about 15 and a half seconds versus 33 seconds, 33 and a half seconds. So it seems like it's probably a little better than twice as fast to run. So if you've got twice the distance, then it breaks even, but it's probably safer to swim it. So that's all we have for you today on water myths. If there's anything else you'd like to see, make sure and drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you thought of my tests, if I missed something. If you like the video, hit subscribe. I'm going to keep this series up, keep doing other questions and myths, so keep tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, may you see your enemies first, and may your shot be their last.